Mhm. All right, welcome to our third session known as Ripplers. And I know that few of you, I think Deepika, you are the new person here, and then few folks might also join in. I could see the few apology there. I think Zabina can't join, right, Sajana? Yeah, no worries. All right. So just give us a quick introduction about you, Deepika. We would love to hear in person, face to face.
Yeah, so I have been into, so with respect to coaching and counseling, right? So I've been into career counseling specifically since almost 6.5 years now. And I think somewhere in the previous year, that is when I came across coaching. When I was working for a company called KG Tiger as a life coach. So I happened to have a mentorship with renowned leadership coach. So that is when I got completely inspired, with her teachings, and I wanted to get into the journey myself. So that is when I started the life coaching journey. I completed life coaching certification with ILA, and now I'm in the process of getting the ICF ACC badging, so completing the coaching hours for the same. Yeah.
From the same place?
ICF, I mean, directly, we'll have to apply directly in the portal, right? So we'll have, there are some prerequisites for the same, right? So I'm, as of now, completing the coaching hours.
Beautiful, beautiful. And have you been part of any of the professional engagements yet? And from the life coaching perspective?
No, not yet.
Okay,
Exploring options. Yeah.
beautiful. Beautiful. I think, Parina, you are into which state now? Like you have started already, or how is it?
So for me, I am currently working with an organization who, so I'm a lifestyle coach. Um, yeah, with the organization, and it's a slightly different concept. It is, backed on coaching concepts and NLP models, but we are backed by CSR funds to deliver coaching to law enforcement, and it's usually in a group coaching model.
Oh, wow. Hmm. That's amazing. To law and enforcement, that's what you said?
Law enforcement, basically police academies, police training schools.
Hmm. Very, very different profile.
Yeah.
Ah. All right, let's begin the conversation. So I have got some requests from you, I guess, Deepika, on the lead generations,
Yeah.
and do you feel like others also feel that we would like to have the topic collective discussion on this, or if we have anything else to discuss as well along with this, we can discuss that. You have any other topic, Sujana?
No,
No?
not really. I'm good with this topic. We can.
Okay. All right. All right. Yes. So first thing which I would like to start with, and I'm open to hear from you. It's been 3.5 years for me professionally into life coaching now. And Sujana, you are also into that space for quite some time now. So one thing which I have learned in these 3.5 years is there are different ways you can be a coach. There are different styles of I have seen coaches who are knowing as coaches, but they are delivering the training more. I have seen the coaches who are known as coaches, but they are doing the courses more. They're creating the courses. So different people, different agenda. And there are 1,000 ways you can develop the coaching practice. So whatever we are going to discuss in this call, it's not a formula for sure. So what I have learned is, first of all, leads are everywhere. Everywhere we are seeing the leads. That is the first lesson which I have learned. And what do I mean by that? Is our mind, human mind, is in the race. Oh, I need to get the leads. I need leads. And if I am not getting the leads, that means I'm not a successful coach. And so one thing which I have realized over the period of time is you as a coach are in constant touch with people, isn't it? We always interact. Maybe our family members, friends. Hello. Hi, welcome, Nancy.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you all hear me?
Yes, your video is freezing up a little bit, but the audio is fine.
I think video will be fine in some time, maybe.
Sure. The audio is also a little bit distorted, but just to let you know, we are talking about the lead creation into the life coaching space. That's the topic we want to dedicate with. And we have just started a conversation. So the whole idea which I have seen is our mind is racing towards so much of I need to have the leads with the people, but maybe there is a person who is already telling you a problem, and but our mind is like busy in finding only the leads, and we can't seems to find their problems. It kills our curiosity because our focus and energy is only finding the leads. So that is one lesson. Second lesson which I have learned over the period of time is that clients are to be created, not to find. You can create the clients. I have seen, I mean, who does not have a problem in their life? Who does not have a problem in their life? Maybe they don't acknowledge it with you because they don't trust you at the moment, but who does not have a problem in their life? Everybody has a problem. If everybody is coming with a problem, that means that's a potential customer. That's a potential client. And keeping that in the mind, I think everybody on this planet is your client, can be your client, provided you are not busy in finding the leads. You are busy in helping them. And that comes up with, if you have a clear intent of helping them, then in that case, there is a possibility that you can see their problems in front of you. So here is one exercise which I did. I remember, I think 2 years back, started going through every chat message which I have received from people in last 1.5 years back then. And I found out, to my surprising, emails, chat messages, and I found that there was tons of people were telling their problem, but my mind was ignorant about it. My mind was not curious about to solve the problems. And I was only looking for, they are not ready. And my mind is always looking for something else, but they were in front of me, right in front of me. So, but if you really are interested in only finding the leads, you can do it with many systems. I think, Sujana, you have introduced the bark.com. There is a resource where you can buy that lead. You can list yourself as a coach, and then you will get the leads. Every day you will get the leads. You need to buy the leads, and you just connect with people. That's one simple way. However, there are 1,000 possible ways you can create a coaching clients. It just depends upon your intent, that where my mind is focusing on. Is it focusing on finding a client or creating a client? Now let me just stop here and see what resonates with you, what does not, and let's have an open conversation around it.
Yes, I think Deepika or Parina can go ahead first, and then I'll follow.
Okay, so maybe with my past experiences or my interactions with people, I don't know, I somehow have this assumption in my mind that I don't know, this negative thought keeps coming to me that, whatever effort I put in, whatever I do, probably I might not be able to achieve, what I want to, right? This is something that keeps coming to me every now and then. So to give a little background to this, I did a couple of certifications, with respect to mindfulness and happiness, 2 years before. And, right after my course completion, I started boot camp workshops to people. That is when, pandemic started and everybody, they were kind of looking for something to interact with people, to get into some programs like this, right? So that is when I started. I think I did about 10 to 15 rounds, batches. So each batch was about 5 days, 5 days program, where most of them were all organic. I mean, my known people, my cousins, relatives, friends, ex-colleagues, all of them. So the 5-day bootcamp program was mostly designed by our mentors from where I completed the certification. I almost followed the same approach. So there were tasks that I was giving on the WhatsApp group on a daily basis, and I would track at the end of the day. And we used to have one live session on the last day. Right, the first day, the zeal and energy would be to the max. Even though I keep interacting, I keep motivating them. Yes, come on, do it, complete the task, post your progress, all of it. I don't know, somehow it just faded away. Batch by batch, this came down, and by the time I almost reached, like, I think 15th batch, people didn't even respond, though they were in the group. I think I somehow started feeling, okay, maybe they are just wanting to know what I'm doing. They are curious to understand what this lady is up to, right, with the program and all of it. But there was no action from their end. That is what I felt. And I again put all of them to one big group. I came up with 21 days meditation program, multiple programs like this. Okay, then I thought, okay, let me do it for free. Maybe that is when I'll start attracting more people. That free, okay, since I
This is
mentioned,
what attracting more people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I started off, there were 10, 15. And as days went by, I think I was the only one sitting there meditating all by myself.
Beautiful.
So, all of this kind of brought my confidence completely down. And even though at this point, okay, I want to do a lot of things, somehow I post content on LinkedIn. I'll be so excited when I'm posting it, but I see no interaction. I don't know. I have more than 800 followers. No response. So all of this kind of, I don't know, what is it that I'm missing is something that I keep getting in my mind frequently, basically.
On the LinkedIn or the Facebook myth, let me tell you, even if you get 1,000 likes on your post, you may not get a single client.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree.
I'm telling you based on my experiences,
Mhm.
and also based on other people's experiences, because what I have learned over the period of time is coaching clients, you will get the coaching clients. You'll never get the coaching clients through post. You will attract them, but you will not be able to convert. They become your coaching clients only through conversation.
Mhm.
Only through a conversation. So are you having a lot of conversations? Because that's the one thing I have applied a lot. I mean, like last 3.5 years, I have taken a kind of a pledge, which I'm kind of relaxing now, that every day I'm going to have one conversation, no matter what, who is there in front of me, whether they are free calls or paid calls, doesn't matter. I would want to fill my diary or the calendar with one conversation a day. And that has helped me to prosper my coaching practice. Now, Deepika, I truly understand your situation. Now, may I invite you to reflect on, identify one or two people from that group who you feel got some value out of it, even they did not respond to you.
Yeah.
You feel the most value out of it. Have you interacted them personally?
Yes.
Personally, in the sense, in the conversation.
One-on-one, yeah. I have started
Yes.
doing it, yes.
Right? So I have seen people creating group programs, selling their group programs by having one-on-ones with each person, because they have no clue what is going to be there. They may not be committed also. you as a coach can help them to understand whether this program is the right fit for them or not. Or this is not the right fit for you. Because I have seen it in group programs, especially in group programs, people have their own challenges. It seems like it's a maybe career challenge, but maybe I was seeing over the period of time, people are struggling with a 10 years back event, which has happened with them. And they may not be even aware that they are struggling with a problem which has happened 10 years back. I have many of such clients which I have seen in their life that they are telling that hey Kapil, I'm looking for I have a client of mine in Hyderabad, and she was telling me that Kapil, I have a confidence problem in the workplace. That's how we started with. But guess what? What we are discussing is 10-year-old story in her life. And more we are talking about that and more we are healing her, problem is getting solved in this front. So they have their unique problem which may not get addressed in the group. So my advice or the teachings has been focus on one-to-one conversations over the group and become better in it so that you can start serving the people. And this is one of the lessons Sujana might be aware about. That's what the Steve Hardison says. One conversation at a time. What matters to me, that's what he said, what matters to me is the person who is sitting in front of me. That's it. Me, my wife, and the person sitting in front of me. He has developed his coaching business without a website, without a social media profile. He has a client list of like waiting list. If you wanted to get coached by him, you have to fly to his house in Arizona and get coached by him, paying $200,000 for a year worth of coaching. And people are going from all over the world, and he does not have a time. So coaching is such a sacred practice which gets built up based on the conversation, one conversation at a time. That is what I have learned. Now let me stop here and see what's reflecting. Deepika, tell me if that is helpful or what resonating, what's not resonating.
Yeah, I totally resonate with the idea one conversation at a time. Yes, definitely. I think, when you said you looked back at the log, started interacting with people, I think that is something I started following as well, where I could reflect upon my actions, where I was ignoring a couple of, knowingly, intentionally, unintentionally, I might have ignored a lot of conversations like this. So that is when I started getting back to people. So I'm building up the relationship. That is what I felt, understanding their problems. We are at a position where we are able to, speak more confidently, more trusting each other, right? So yeah, I totally resonate with it.
Sure, Parina, I totally understand. Beautiful. I'm glad that it's happening and reflecting. Yes, Sujana, your views and your experience, maybe your experience around this.
Yeah. So see, Kapil and Deepika, and I think Nancy is also there, right? Yeah. So I think for me, what I have understood in my coaching journey, like I started in 2021, I completed my certificate. What I have understood is when you are new to coaching and when you become a coach, you are very excited about you as a coach, right? And there are so many, I would say, myths about coaching, right? So you are hanging on to that thing that, what is the first thing is I have to become a very successful coach. I have to start coaching. I have to have so many clients. I have to start making money. I am like a famous coach. So that is the first thing that you have. Eventually, you start understanding the layers and layers and layers that are there. And what I, even now today when I'm talking to you, what I feel at the core is that you are evolving continuously as a coach. And while I say that you are evolving, that evolving thing is happening, but what are you doing is at the outer level, you are experimenting, right? Now talking about the niche or the lead. So when you say niche also, I'll just talk about my perception of niche. When I completed my certification from an institute called MML, which is like a very recognized one and all. So after that, I had this idea that, why are they giving me niche? That niche would restrict me, right? I want to coach everyone. I can, solve everyone's problem. Why do I have to give a niche? Okay. So then we had one session in when some strategist had come and he explained that why niche is important. So he gave one very good example that if you are looking for a problem, say if you have a toothache, okay, so what will you do? You will want to go and consult the best dentist. You will not say I will find any doctor. So that is why the specialization. So he explained it that way. So that made sense to me. Now in that session, they also gave us some suggestions, I would say, on how do you actually go for your niche, right? So I came to know that you have to think about what your values are, who you are as a person, your past experiences, what you like, what you think you can solve better, and all of that. So based on that, I started thinking, what can I do better, right? So I was just looking for that title. I'm a coach. What coach am I, right? So I was trying to find that title. So many things came up to me at that point of time. So it is like, okay, I felt that I am someone who is interested in building confidence of people, because somewhere I have felt that growing up, I lacked that. And then later, in the later years, I overcame that, right? So confidence is something that I want to help people with. So confidence is a good title. When I say confidence, it is somewhere associated with personality development. So I felt, okay, personal development is a good niche. Then again, I felt that growth is again a very important thing for me. So growth. So there are so many things that came up, right? So finally, it was like I had to make a decision before I got the certification, because on the certification it has to come, right? So that is the reason I finally ended up with somewhere consulting one or two friends and my own things, that I am a personal development and career growth coach. Okay, so now it's personal development and career growth. So having done that, is done now. As I started coaching, so now I'm coming to that point, Kapil, what you say, that now when you're hanging on to that title, I am a personal development and growth coach, right? Now you are getting clients, you are having a conversation, you are talking to different people. Earlier I used to do that. Okay, I have to look for a person who wants to improve his personality, okay, who is high on that aspect of growth, that I want to grow, right? So I am looking for those kind of people. So even on the platform that you suggested, the Bark and all, I would look for the clients, in the sense, in my discovery meeting, in the conversation, I would tell them that I am this kind of a coach, right? I do this. Right? So then slowly I feel that I did get some clients and I was coaching and all. So there were a lot of things that I feel I have understood in the process of having the conversation. A lot of things that I've understood about people, that so now when I just sit here and I'm thinking that as a coach, my primary goal could be, when I'm connecting with that person, and that is what I think I posted 2 days back, am I really connecting deeply with that person? If I'm doing that, if I'm able to do that, I come to know what exactly is the challenge. Fine. So there are very high chances. It doesn't matter what I have chosen my niche as, but there are very high chances that I can support him or her. So that deep connection is something that is very important. Once that is, and that if I'm doing it again with a lot of not again associating with that goal, that final outcome, but actually that deep connection of, okay, let me see that, because see, earlier when I feel that when I started coaching, I did have that thing in mind. If I'm having a conversation with Deepika, she should be my client, right? She should come to me. Now that is the thing. So I want to tell everything that is possible that Deepika will come to me. So I will talk about my knowledge, I will talk about my expertise, I will talk about everything, I will listen to her also. Both of these things are happening, but the final goal is clear. The final goal is Deepika should come with me, right? So now somewhere my understanding is that we have to learn to let go of that thing. Let go of that. And when your focus is on that connection, okay, and somewhere that niche, it is okay to talk about your niche or something that based on your experience or what you have. Because see, there are some aspects I feel, yes, you are good at that, right? You are very graceful or you have more experience or expertise in that. So it is okay to talk about that. But still, if you are connecting very deeply with that person, you will really understand and you will gain more understanding. And that will help you to understand that, yes, I can do this. And I have specific examples of this thing in the sense that, for example, if somebody is coming with a business problem, right? Where the person is experiencing some problem in business. Earlier, my mindset was, okay, this is not my niche. Okay, a business problem, somebody experiencing losses in the business, somebody is in debts or something. I felt this is not my area of expertise. Okay, but I have just experienced this that deeply. If I'm going, I'm able to address that issue also. That is my understanding. And yes, I completely agree with this thing, Kapil, and even Deepika, that I need to bring in this in myself also, that I understand the importance of conversation, but having that consistency, having that consistency in having conversation every single day, 1, 2, or 3, I think that is something that is missing it. Because the day I'm not having that conversation, I can still create a conversation, right? But I'm not creating that because I'm maybe doing some other thing. So it is like, it becomes like an excuse that, okay, today I did not get any leads from somewhere, so I could not have that conversation. But I was reading another book in which they were talking about you creating that conversation is about finding anybody, any person who you meet that day. You could create a conversation with that person about keeping coaching in mind, right? Keeping that he or she can be a prospective client, right? So this is something that I need to bring into my daily routine, I would say, or practice. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing this, Sajna. I know what you're saying. One is identifying your niche, your area, and then second is having a deep connection with the person and not really coming up with your own agenda. And that's the same thing which who I'm being was, or who I was being was, I wanted to attract them. So your whole focus and energy is on attracting the people and trying to see the fitment and trying to tell every possible things. But over the period of time, what I've realized is only one thing what matters to them is, are you solving their problem?
And here I would like to bring one more point, just because I think Deepika mentioned about that, like she is preparing for her ACC things and all. So I have evolved in that area also. So my goal when I finished my certification was PCC level. Okay, so ACC is 100 hours and PCC is 500 hours of coaching. Okay, so I was so much into that I have to get that PCC. And where did it come from? ICS PCC, where did it come from? It came from the general what I had heard about. Like everybody is like, if you are an ICF PCC coach or whatever ACC coach, but PCC is definitely more. If you are an ICF PCC coach, then you are like, it's like a standard, right? It's like a brand. Okay, that you are a brand, that you are the super duper coach. That's what I heard. Now, eventually, like I realized this thing also, that it really doesn't matter. Okay, it really doesn't matter. And for example, now I think I'm already done. So I was so eager. I remember when I had just finished around 40 to 50 hours of coaching. I met somebody and that person was telling me, I don't want to name, but it's on LinkedIn. And when I told him that I am, very eager to get my 500 hours done, I don't know when my 500 hours will be done in PCC and all. He said, but you are just 50 hours close to ACC, so you can become an ACC coach. So I said, no, somewhere I feel ACC is like that small level. No, I want to directly, go to PCC level only. That's what I told him. So then he said, no, that will impact you. Once you are done with your 100 hours, you first apply for that and all of that. I think couple of months later only I was done 100 hours. Even now, I am almost done with 150 to 200 hours of coaching. But somewhere that thing of that I want that tag has just dropped. Okay. And I have like gained so much information actually on how to become that, what all things like ma'am, when Deepika is talking, she might be knowing very well. You have to go through an exam and then you have to go through all of those things I'm aware of. Right. In fact, there is something called a mock test also for this level. I have gone through that also. That also I've cleared. So everything, like all preparation done, I spoke personally. I connected with someone who is a PCC coach from our institute, and that person told me that it's nothing much. Everything that you already know that is asked in the exam, and just you have to be very particular about your log hours. Even my logs are ready. My coaching logs are ready. But somewhere that idea that if I become an ACC coach, only then I will be a great coach, that has really dropped. So now I'm seeing it as anyway, it really doesn't matter. Whatever I'm doing with my coaching right now, I'll be doing the same even after I get ACC or PCC. So that understanding also has come up over the last 1 year, I would say.
What's landing on you, Deepika?
Yeah, maybe at this point, my mind is still flickering, too many thoughts. Yes, as Sujana mentioned, those initial days of coaching, right? And I don't know, only these, those coaches who coach, right? Business coaches, they keep coming to me every now and then. I'll help you get a high ticket client. I mean, what is a high ticket client? I'm just starting, I'm evolving. I want to take baby steps. These people are putting in too much into my brain that I don't know where I am kind of, position is what I am right now. Though I
Kapil,
want to
I'm reminded of again one line from Steve Hardison, wherein in one of the conversations, I was present in that book reading session. Okay, in that book reading session where Steve said this, that stop focusing on getting high ticket clients.
clients,
Okay, instead be a high ticket coach.
coach. Yeah.
Focus on being a high ticket coach, and to run after finding high ticket clients is a very stupid thing. I mean, that's what he said, and that actually really made sense to me. It really hit me because until then, even I was like, what is this? Like, let's explore what is how to find
Yeah.
high ticket.
There is a beautiful analogy, Deepika, I would like to share, which I've learned over the period of time is our job is like doctor's profession who fill their practice, right? And how do you become a better doctor? By diagnosis the people, right? Imagine a doctor is raising their fee from 500 rupee per consultation, let's say, to 5,000, right? And they don't have even people to visit at 500 rupees. So Steve, which Sujana is mentioning, Steve Chandler, basically what he talks about is known as Godfather of coaching. That first you fill in your practice. That means you need to have the people in your diary to connect. Connection is the key. Without a connection, you're not even seeing the possibility of even getting a 100 rupee client, right? So Ankush Jain, who is another veteran now into coaching, he talks about this. I have seen one of the coaches known as, I think one of the coaches told that who joined Ankush Jain's program that first you reduce your fee. It's counter basically. People are saying increase your fee. There are a set of coaches who are saying reduce your fee so that your practice gets fit first. And once you have that filled practice, then you can see and command your fee slowly and steadily. Okay, I have, let's say, 30 people to serve in a month, let's say 100 rupees or 500 rupees, whatever the X amount is. Now you can say, okay, I'm getting 35 to 40 people now, and I am over limit. Increase your fees. Increase your fees. So one thing which I have initially done was the proposal ban. Proposal ban. What do I mean by that is, if you are into the initial phase of the practice, don't focus on money for next 3 months. You're not supposed to propose to anyone unless they ask for it. And sometimes even they ask for it. You can ask, hey, my coach has said to me that I'm not in the proposal right now. And what you're doing is only having a conversations and creating an impact in their life. And slowly and steadily, when you get better in that direction, then you can command your fees. You can say what you want to say. So now, did you get your answer on high ticket client?
Definitely.
I know how that feels like. So much of overwhelming where everybody is trying to sell you. In 90 days, we will get you this. In 100 days, we will get you this. And by the way, this all stuff which is coming from the people who has developed this conventional form of coaching for the last 30 years. Not a coach who they have grade their hairs by spending their soul into that. Most ethical form of coaching. What are other questions, Deepika, around this, which you feel if you address it would be helpful?
So any other means of, improving connections? Yeah, I'm totally passionate. Than money, I think, yeah, getting into this, helping people is something that I'm more interested in, right? Yeah, so I'm still trying to understand what else can be done, to build connections, to have that network get going.
So I would suggest one thing, because the first thing which I did introduced to a book. I don't know if you've heard of the Prosperous Coach book.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best book to create an impact and income in your life as a coach. Most fundamental book. It will break your myths like anything. It will make you focus into the coaching. Written by Steve Chandler and Trish Lickman. These are the two people. The Prosperous Coach. Right? That's the book name. Yeah. So go through that book. I still go through that book sometimes. I still go through the book. And I'll tell you, this book is a gold mine. If you read it 5 times, you will grow to the level in which you can't even imagine in the next 6 months. This book alone. But you need to disconnect from the noise, external noise. I know what it's like.
So, Kapil, like
Yeah.
there are some like podcasts available. Steve Chandler online on YouTube. Even if you are spending 1 hour, like half an hour, 1 hour listening to him, the way he's presenting, I mean, such a deep perspective, something that is within you. It is like that coach, that inner coach is awakened. Otherwise, I feel, see, as long as you are not really focusing on being that coach from inner, otherwise it is just like one more role. It is like these things, like earlier, I'm just talking about myself when I got into coaching. So it is about, I want to be a coach, right? Now I want to be a coach because this is something I like to do. I like to connect with people. I want to help people. I want to support people. So until then, it is like one more role that I want to put, okay, and then I'm working in that direction. Fine. but you really, when you understand that essence, no, you will connect very deeply with that. And I think these people like this, there are many whom others I follow, but as Kapil is suggesting, Steve Chandler's book also, and Steve Chandler's talk also. Talks, like, it will give you a very quick, instead of when you go through the book, it's like a long thing. Of course, you should go, but talk will give you one idea, and that will inspire you to then read his book, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check.
This is another book which I would recommend by Steve Chandler. I don't know, Sujana, if you have gone through this book, Our Private Clients by Steve Chandler himself. And this is also one of the best book. It's a very thin book and with a lot of golden nuggets. It's a direct book which will impact your coaching practice. And it's a very practical book, very, very practical book. Yeah. I mean, these are the things which has helped us in our journey. So happy to share. Do we have anything else to discuss, Sujana? You have any questions?
Anything else? Really, nothing much coming to my mind as of now. But for me, it is like, as I said, the way I started, that it is about discovering, being ready to discover, experiment things every single day. It is like not end that, okay, now I am a coach, now this is what I am, now this is what I have to do, now this is my niche, now this is my identity. This is not limiting yourself to that, and being comfortable with that changes that are happening within you, and not really thinking about, okay, I'll tell you something very, you had posted one thing, and wherein I appreciated you for the title that you are given, Inside Out Coach, right? I said that's very good. Okay. So I was just thinking, yeah, should have given myself also some creative thing like this, creative title like this, Inside Out Coach, because it seems very good, right? Instead of this personality development and growth coach, because I think that is what I'm doing. And the next thought that I get is, okay, now you should not be changing your title. Otherwise, people who have seen you, what will they think, right? What will they think? It is like that. So there I got that thought that you can't be that. You can't do that. That because yesterday I was like this, now today also I have to be like this. Okay. If today I feel something is better for me as a coach, it could be as simple as changing my title on the LinkedIn. I have to be freely doing that. That's what I really love.
Yeah. Every day you are evolving, and that resonated with me, Sujana. What you're mentioning is recalling entire of my journey of, you won't believe, I have filled books, diaries, just to figure out my niche. And I figured it out. It was so impractical because I was only trying to attract the people. My only job was to attract the people. And later I figured out, oh my God, that this is nothing to do with your coaching practice. And in fact, it was reversed. Then niche found me. I mean, like, it's as if it revealed in front of
Stuck with that idea. You shared that.
It just got revealed in front of me, and so and one simple mindset which most of the coaches, beginner coaches especially, has is they wanted to attract the clients. This mindset itself is filled with scarcity and fear. And if you can figure it out, this mindset, because imagine we all are going as a coaches by creating an antenna on our head, and they are trying to find where are the clients, attracting them. And the moment you stop attracting them and start creating a repulsion between them, I have done that. Not just because to manipulate them, not not just I'm manipulating them, but also to see the feasibility. One of the clients from US, he said, Kapil, I would want to sign up with you after one call of 2 hours. I've given him my 2 hours of time and experience of coaching. He said, tell me what's your fees, what's your bank account. I said, hold on, let's slow down. How about this, that you and me connect one more time and see if you see the feasibility to work together. If you see I'm the great fit, and I also get the same opportunity to the fitment. I know it's very counterintuitive. Like people are coming from front, tell me the money, Leo, take my money, and then I'm ready to hire you. But let me tell you, the fastest they come, fastest they go. Because it's not sustainable, because they might be impulsive to take that decision, and that impulsion does not help you.
Yeah.
Because they might be super charged or enthusiastic or see the possibility, but is it staying there? Because it's a journey in itself, right? Coaching is a relationship, it's a journey in itself. And this is what has helped me a lot in terms of when every time I'm asking to slow down and saying that, hey, how about this if we meet next time and see the possibility to work together? And that has really helped me to find the right people. I have my ex-colleague coached for 3 sessions. And he said, yeah, Kapil, I would want to work with you. And then super he came to my house also. And then he was, and from the experience, I know in my heart that he was not ready for this engagement. Every time I meet him, he's saying, yeah, I'm ready. And I knew that he's not ready. And that's when the people come up with a lot of excuses in the form of money.
So I just have a question here, Kapil. I'm somewhere, I can just recollect some similar experiences, I would say, wherein you get a sense of the other person in the discovery call, that the person is like maybe getting, I don't know what exactly it is, because see, ultimately we are trying to communicate in the best possible way. That is there. Okay. So now the person is getting convinced that yes, she is the one. She is a good coach. She can do it for me. Right? Now somewhere inside you, you have that kind of a thought that this person is being very quick in judging and thinking that I am the right coach and I will do it for him. Where maybe I am not very sure. Maybe that is there, or even it is there that okay, this person needs to take some more time or think more about and all of this. What really stops me from saying what you have said, I have never said that, is I feel that maybe I am being judgmental. I am like when I think that okay, so I just give that way perspective that I am a coach and my intention should be to help to serve. If in the discovery call again I'm judging that this person may not take the actions, may not take that accountability and responsibility. So it comes to me every time, but I then stop myself over there. So I have experienced those kind of things wherein there are clients for whom I have thought that, but they have finished the sessions with me, 3, 4, whatever they committed, or there are who have left also. 1, 2, second session, third session, they're not there, disappear, right? So something happens. So I have not been really able to come to that conclusion that what should I be doing. So now that you brought this point, I'm just sharing that.
Yeah. So what was holding you not to say this?
That's what I said. I feel if I'm doing that, I'm not being supportive to the person. So the person who has come, the person needs support. The person needs coach. The person is not a perfect person, right? The person is struggling with a lot of things. And the person, the basic struggle, his basic struggle may be discipline and commitment, right? And I am thinking that he's not a very committed, maybe person, very disciplined person. Like he will go through the coaching journey and then we will agree upon some things and he or she will not be doing that. And then it will be like, I did not serve well or he did not get the results. So when I'm thinking about all this, I feel that it is not right on my part to think so much. Okay. So he or she has come and right now in this moment, he or she is sharing and I have to be there for him or her. So in future, if that doesn't work, it is okay. That is
So
in the
next time something similar happens, here's my invitation, Satna, that just slow down in your mind, post the conversation, and ask yourself where I'm coming from. What is my intention, truest intention here? I know that you are already sharing this to me, but have that real-time check in you. Um, is it coming from my attachment to help this person? Is it coming from my attachment to have him or her as my client? Or is it coming from somewhere else, as what you said? Truest, pure intention of serving. Ask this. Sometimes it could be any of these, or it could be fourth thing. And in this situation, what I say to the people or the prospect is, what's your commitment level right now to work together? Imagine if we work together for 3 months or 6 months, depending on what is suitable between us. What is a commitment level? And always people say, yeah, I'm committed to 10. I said, no, hold on. You might be mistaken your commitment with an intention. You might be having an intention to work together. But what is your commitment level that we have the fitment between us and you would like to work? Because they have acknowledged me. Yeah, Kapil, I was thinking that it is not commitment, it is an intention. There's very thin line difference between an intention to work together and commitment. Commitment means solid actions. It's like taking a ticket and then you are done. And then there is no look back. And intention, though, yes, it is there from quite beginning. Maybe he's searching for the coach from last 6 months and he's having a clear intention. But what is the commitment level he has for him? And that's when I, as a coach, gets curious. Why do you think I'm the right fit for you? Why do you think? And I'm serving by asking this question. Because the person say, okay, Kapil, yeah, I feel I'm getting some help, and yeah, it will help me. And from his answer, you can figure it out to what degree you have created an impact in his life. Is he telling you right here from the bottom of the heart that yes, you are the right fit? Or is he thinking, "Hmm, yeah, something like this?" You know, I have seen that. I have seen that people telling in they're thinking in fitment. And when I'm probing further, they're saying, yeah, you're right, Kapil. I don't think so. I'm very clear at the moment about our engagement. And that's when your job as a coach is to help them. So this comes only when you start probing them. You start asking the questions, which is helpful to them. A lot of these emotions which get flown and come in between us and client, the people
That's
around.
a good one, but that was, I think, a good question to ask. Like, where am I coming from? In the sense that you think maybe you are coming from that space of uh, it's not fair enough to judge the other person, but maybe there is again that agenda, that hidden agenda of I don't want to let this client go.
Yeah.
And it could be. I would not say it has always been there, because I remember with one client, I was very kind of, I don't want this client kind of thing. Okay. I was, in the sense that I could sense the way he talked and whatever issue we discussed. I could sense it very clearly that he's not ready for coaching. And
Yeah.
it definitely was not about money. I mean, it was not that I wanted to make money and so, but it was just that thought that how do I be so rude, or tell that person that no, I am, when that person is saying that I feel you can, and I'm not very comfortable talking about this issue with anybody, and the way I have spoken it to you and the way you have taken that so lightly, so I'm very comfortable talking more about this issue with you. So somewhere that came to my mind is this coaching session would be good only if I'm talking. It's only about talking. It's only about, you are sharing your some things, this happened, that happened, and you are like, oh, this. Just
But it is a social healing
yeah.
from the social standpoint, but at the professional standpoint.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It just, there is a very, I have one of the lady who came to my house for the coaching conversation, and she was from HR. After 2 years of conversation, when I asked him to get the commitment that will you be able to do the assignment, will you be doing this assignment, which we have discussed in this conversation. And then after some time, we have figured it out she was looking for a friend, not a coach. Like a friend who can really listen to them. Maybe she was suffering from loneliness, right? And then that's when we got to know about that. And that happens only when you ask more and ask more, ask more, before they even consider to work together. All right, I think a lot of things, Deepika, for you in this conversation. I'm not sure if it is helpful, but feel free to reflect your experience in the group if you feel, or to any of us who feel resonating with it, maybe to me, Swachna, or anyone. And let me know how it goes with you in your journey.
Definitely, I will.
Sorry, I was not able to hear you. I think I was mistakenly connected with the headphone. What did you say?
I'll reflect on my thoughts and put it on the WhatsApp.
All right, I think we are up for the time, and
Yes.
thank
Good
you
interaction. Yeah.
joining us. Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye. Have a nice week.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Kapil. Bye, Deepika.
Bye.